From elite estates to urban renewal, the story of Alexandra Park. Welcome back to What's the Story? Today we are walking the busy downtown streets of Toronto, specifically the blocks bounded by Dundas, Spadina, Queen, and Bathurst. We are exploring a neighborhood that embodies the entire history of Toronto's social evolution, Alexandra Park. It's a place of contrasts, private estates next to public housing, quiet courtyards a few steps from the loud commercial corridors of Queen and Spadina. Named after Queen Alexandra, whose husband King Edward VII was the first future monarch to visit Toronto, the neighborhood's history is anything but simple royalty. It is a story of wealth, immigration, decline, and one of the most successful urban revitalization projects in Canadian history. Get comfortable because this story is long, layered, and vital to understanding the heart of Toronto. As always, my name is Cody. I run this channel with my partner Katie. Welcome or welcome back to What's the Story? A reminder, if you do find today's video interesting and informative, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories told by yours truly. The Gilded Age and the Original Estate. The land that would become Alexandra Park began, like much of central Toronto, as large, sprawling private estates outside the burgeoning town limits. In the early to mid-19th century, this area was considered the pastoral edge of the city, a place where the wealthy could build grand homes away from the noise and smells of the harbor and the financial district. The most significant of these was the property owned by the Birchie family, and later the Bolton family. The land was picturesque, featuring rolling hills and large mature trees. For decades, the current boundaries of Alexandra Park served as grounds for lavish garden parties and quiet living. This elite status began to erode as the city grew exponentially after Confederation in 1867. As industries moved westward and northward, the quiet estates were subdivided. The grand homes were slowly replaced by dense Victorian row housing built hastily to house the massive influx of immigrants and working-class families who fueled Toronto's industrial boom. By the turn of the 20th century, the neighborhood had completed its transformation. The Alexandra Park itself, a municipal park located at Dundas and Bathurst, was dedicated, giving the area its official name. It was now a core working-class district characterized by small businesses, bustling markets along Spadina, and tight-knit streets filled with families who worked in the nearby factories and garment districts. The mid-century decline and the slum clearance mentality. The Great Depression and the decades that followed were tough on Alexandra Park. The dense, hastily built housing, lacking in proper sanitation and maintenance, began to deteriorate badly. As Toronto emerged from World War II, a new philosophy of urban planning took hold across North America: slum clearance. The prevailing view among city officials and planners was that the only solution to blight and poverty was to tear down the old, decayed neighborhoods and replace them with modern, efficient high-rise housing blocks. These projects, often rooted in utopian ideas, unfortunately paid little attention to the established social fabric of the communities they were displacing. In the 1950s and 60s, Alexandra Park was formally designated as a redevelopment area. The city's plan was stark: demolish the dense Victorian grid and replace it with publicly funded housing projects managed by the Toronto Housing Authority, THA, later known as the Toronto Community Housing Corporation. The goal was to provide safe, affordable, and sanitary homes, a noble aim, but the method was radical surgery on the urban landscape. Between the late 1950s and early 1970s, block after block was cleared. The entire traditional street pattern was erased and replaced by a superblock model. Instead of streets, they built internal pedestrian walkways and common areas, with parking relegated to the periphery. The original houses were gone, replaced by a mixture of mid-rise apartments and large clusters of townhouses. This new construction, while meeting the needs for mass housing, created a socially and architecturally island within the downtown core. The public housing era and community control. The new Alexandra Park was defined by two massive public housing projects, Spadina Court and Alexandra Park, Sonquay. While the new housing provided stability and affordability for thousands of families, many of them new immigrants to Canada, the isolation caused by the superblock design had unintended consequences. Without the traditional street grid, the area often felt disconnected from Queen Street West and Kensington Market. Furthermore, the lack of private ownership and the centralized management structure led to challenges typical of large public housing projects: underinvestment in maintenance, concentrated poverty, and, at times, increased social issues and crime. Crucially, this period also saw the rise of community activism. Unlike many other redevelopment projects, the residents of Alexandra Park fought hard for a voice in the neighborhood's future. They advocated for local control and input into how their community was run. This resident power led to unique arrangements and a strong sense of local ownership over community spaces, schools, and services. The determination of the residents to manage their own fate laid the foundation for the next, even more radical chapter: the Atkinson Housing Co-operative and Revitalization. One of the most unique aspects of the Alexandra Park story is the creation of the Atkinson Housing Co-operative in the 1970s. Cooperatives were a significant social housing movement in the 70s. The Atkinson co-op model allowed residents to collectively manage, maintain, and own the buildings, replacing the traditional top-down management of the THA. This gave the residents an unprecedented level of control over their living environment and a huge stake in the neighborhood's success. This cooperative model helped instill a greater sense of pride and stability within the community, setting it apart from other, more troubled public housing developments in Toronto. In the following decades, the surrounding commercial strips of Spadina and Queen Street West saw a massive transformation. Queen West became a global hub for alternative fashion, music, and counterculture, while Spadina Avenue evolved into a thriving center for garment wholesale and the expanding Chinatown. Alexandra Park sat right at the intersection of these two vibrant, commercially successful corridors, highlighting the economic disparity between the private housing that bordered it and the subsidized homes within its core. The new Alexandra Park now features a healthy mix of market-rate condominiums and townhouses alongside subsidized housing, all visually indistinguishable from one another. This architectural and social mixing is designed to deconcentrate poverty and integrate the community fully into the surrounding city. Today, Alexandra Park stands as a living testament to the evolution of urban planning. It moved from a place of exclusive estates through the industrial era, survived a brutal urban clearance philosophy, and emerged as a progressive, mixed-income neighborhood defined by resident control and physical connection. The original municipal park remains a focal point, a green space still carrying the name of a long-ago queen. But the neighborhood's true legacy is written in the bricks, the cooperative agreements, and the community spirit of its determined residents. It's a powerful story of how the physical structure of a city can shape its social life, and how the residents themselves can fight to shape their own destiny. Join us next time on What's the Story as we explore another hidden chapter of urban history. Hey there, before you take off, we'd just like to take a second and say that we really appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Katie and I are so grateful for our beautiful community, so thank you for being a part of it. If you want to help What's the Story continue to grow, one of the easiest things you can do is leave a like on this video and consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell as well and select all notifications to stay up to date with our latest releases. We want you to know that we truly appreciate every like, sub, share, and comment that you send our way. Once again, thanks so much, and we hope to see you soon.
Yeah.